These are the 3 attack strategies you need to use at Town Hall 12 in Clash of Clans. All of these work on most to all bases. So let's start off with Zap Witches. It's a really easy army, but I hear that some people are still failing with it. Basically, you are just trying to use your lightning spells to remove the Inferno Towers. The other thing that you're doing is before you ever even do that, you need to look at 3 main things: the Eagle, 3rd Inferno Tower, and the Town Hall. Seeing where they're placed, and if they're in a sort of line, this makes it extremely easy for you. So basically, you just want to zap out the Infernos, try to go around the Inferno, not just hitting just the Inferno specifically, but you want to try and remove other structures, stuff like the mortars, and the air defenses in this case, kind of helps out in getting rid of more buildings. At this stage, you can then start to set up your funnel. I did say that because you want to use something like a golem and 3 to 4 witches. This is enough to create a funnel on 2 different sides, because as I said, you want to go in towards the 3 buildings I mentioned. So creating a funnel is a really smart move. So you want to make sure that you then place in your 3rd golem, your heroes, and of course your log launcher or wall wrecker to go in. I personally prefer the log launcher as it offers a lot more, but you can use the wall wrecker if you can't get a log launcher. Overall, you do want to protect as many of your troops and, of course, the siege machine as much as possible. This way you are able to still power through without having to worry too much. The witches may sort of pan out, but that is completely fine, and you kind of want them to do that. But for the most part, you can use other spells, such as Freeze, to prevent damage from the Town Hall or anything else. You should be bringing a poison spell to deal with the enemy CC, but it's relatively easy to remove the Town Hall when you have a ton of witches, your heroes, maybe a Yeti in there from your CC. It can work incredibly well. And this is one of the reasons to why witches are incredibly strong. It really comes down to exactly where those 3 buildings are placed, and it's going to help you enough in order for you to get the 3-star more consistently, which is why I would highly recommend really learning how to use witches and actually how you can get a 3-star with them this way. Now, another option that you have outside of the traditional Lalo and Hybrid is, of course, smash attacks, and this is, in my opinion, the best smash attack in the game currently. Basically, it is just a standard Super Bowler Yeti smash. You did see a recent video of mine kind of going over this at Town Hall 12 and Town Hall 13, so it is a really strong choice. But not only that, you just want to make sure that what you are doing with this army is funneling. One of the biggest problems that you'll have with this army is not controlling them early on. So you do need to make sure that that is a priority. In a Ward'em Walk, one of the most common counters is going to be Teslas. So try to prevent that Grand Warren ability going off by using a rage spell. That was really close from the attacker, and that could have gone south real quick. But that is one way defenders are trying to defend the Ward'em Walk. But when you are using an army like this, you're creating the funnel on one side with the use of the King and the Siege Barrack, the other side with your Grand Warden, so you can send your Super Bowlers straight through. The Town Hall is always the end goal of the attack. You want to make sure that you've got them to move in. The nicest part about this is it's really easy to clear the back end when you've got Hog Riders and a maxed out heal spell. So it makes it extremely easy. But when you're using the Yetis and the Super Bowlers, you need the healers to move onto your main troops. They are going to be the ones doing the most damage and staying alive for longer. You do want to try and use that Grand Warren ability around the core, an early rage spell to move in, a jump spell in order to get them across the base and making it a little easier, and of course, making sure to protect them before they actually hit that Town Hall, making it just a little bit better. But of course, using the heal spell with the Hog Riders to continue to move down through the base. It makes it easier for you with the Yetis, the Hog Riders, and the Super Bowlers, where you most likely will still have the Super Bowlers up because they tend to stay a little bit more behind, which will benefit the healers a little bit, which is a great way that you can easily 3-star with super bowlers. I honestly think that they are extremely underrated, and if you haven't checked out that video, I would highly recommend doing so, but it is a really good troop, and this is a fantastic army to use right now. It is absolutely destructive, and it is working incredibly well on a lot of different bases. If you were to choose any smash attack, Yeti Smash or P.E.K.K.A. Smash, go with this army. It is incredibly good right now, especially for CWL, and it will absolutely crush any type of base for the most part right now. Now, another army that is really good right now, of course, is DragBat. It's a really simple army that works on a lot of different base types. Basically, you are looking at splash buildings. So take a look at this base in particular. Notice that there are 3 wizard towers and an eagle. This is huge value for something like your heroes. So if the walls were more sectioned off here, you could probably use a super wall breaker to open in. But this is a great spot for your heroes because it's so close to the outside. Of course, this is on this specific base. You may not see something like this. So you just want to try and plan out to remove as much splash as possible. In this case, the town hall is up towards the top, while most of the splash is towards the bottom most of the base. So these are just things that you do want to identify. But it's really easy to remove any and all splash buildings, making it fairly easy for you to start your dragons. Of course, you can actually sub these dragons in for super dragons if you want to use super dragons. It's pretty interchangeable, but for the most part, you want to get rid of as much splash as possible, which means in this case, the attacker got rid of 3 of them alongside the Eagle artillery and going in for 2 Inferno towers. The other thing that you have is the battle blimp. Typically, you use this going in away from the town hall, but you do have the added benefit of going in towards the town hall with the blimp and using a rage spell. This allows you to easily remove the town hall, and once you've gotten rid of most of the splash buildings, you can then start arguably the most important part, the bats. And basically, you just want to make sure that there is distraction or freezing them up like the Inferno towers that can hit 5 of them and easily melt them. But the other thing to be very wary of is, of course, going to be the tornado traps and also other air traps. They're absolutely going to destroy your bats if you're not careful. So make sure to place them away from your dragons, so that way they don't instantly die if they get too close to a balloon or to a dragon that is still up. You do have to really consider that, but you should be able to get through no problem. This works extremely well versus singles and multi-target infernos, making it a must-choose option. And if you want to use super dragons, they can work incredibly well for you depending on the base. Now, what do you think about these 3 armies? All of these armies can work on a variety of base types to most bases. But alongside that, I didn't want to complicate things with Hybrid or Lalo for those players who are not yet comfortable with that specific or those specific armies. So consider checking out my previous Super Bowler Smash video if you want to get some more ideas of exactly how you can use it. Other than that, I will be catching you guys in the next video. Corrupt, signing out.